Had to put down a horse today.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Anna. Shh. Yeah.
Was he sick?
Yes, but not for long. A few days, and things kind of escalated pretty quickly. But she was 23, not young, but she should have lived to 28 or 30.
Yeah.
But congestive heart failure, not something I've ever had to deal with horses before. And yeah, pretty blindsided. So.
Oh, that's so sad. Sorry for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I haven't quite had a chance to process because the last kid just got picked up from daycare 2 minutes ago. So haven't really had a chance to sit down and cry yet. So.
Oh. Well, make sure you do.
Feel free to get it out if you want to. You're certainly amongst That's sad.
It is, yeah. I had her for 22 years since she was a yearling. So she was my nationals horse. She's the first horse that took me to the international competition level. Sit please on your bum.
Oh, well,
at
least you have that. You have that, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I've got some really neat memories of her. So I'm gonna formulate a bit of a post to kind of share it with all the people that knew of her and had ridden, with me and stuff. So.
Well, better than her being in pain.
Yes, exactly. Once I knew what was going on, it wasn't a hard decision, but a sad one.
Yeah.
Careful, Anna May. You're gonna fall if you do that. Sit, please. Thank you. Yeah. So, Anna, careful. She's behind the door.
I have something on my contact lens right now. It's like really annoying me. So if I'm winking a lot at you, it is because
you like us.
I'm definitely hitting on all of you right now. Don't question that. That's 100% real. Okay. So let's just do a quick check-in and see as people are starting to come on how everyone, hi Allison, hi Julie, hi Steph, how everyone is feeling tonight, what the energy is, and let's just kind of do a quick check-in. I'll check in actually with you first, Tracy, because I was trying to talk to you today, but my day got away from me. So how are you?
Good.
Okay.
How are you guys?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Crazy. Oh, who did we do? Did we just lose somebody? Oh, we lost. Oh, sorry, what?
I hope you guys try that foam roll.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited. That's coming after, guys. There's something up with my whole, I don't even know, something within my shoulder girdle today. So I'm just like, oh, foam rolling would be perfect.
I don't have a foam roller. Should I get one? Obviously.
Yeah. They really do.
I only have a small one.
Yeah, well, you can do a lot still with a small one, but I just find for the back and the opening up of the chest, the big one is ideal. Yeah. But you can still do a lot with a small one too. So.
I like that you did it on the wall, because sometimes with my body weight on top of the roller, it's too hard for me to do. It hurts too much. So if I'm doing it against the wall, I feel like I can control the weight that I'm putting onto it.
For sure. Yeah, you can do most of them up against the wall if you need to and still get those points.
Yeah. Did we lose anybody? Was there somebody else on? No, not on you. I thought there was somebody else.
There's a lot of people on today.
Yeah, I thought there were, I swear there's, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, that's cool though. Steph, how are you doing today? I know you might be.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, dealing with some family drama. But other than that, just trying to let go.
Yeah.
But, kids were both in daycare today and just had this little one. So it was kind of a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have dinner in about 10-15 minutes. So I can't probably stay for the whole time, but.
Okay. Well, I'll try and keep it as short as possible so you can kind of jump in at anything. Julie, how are you doing? I know you're on mute right now too, but.
Oh, I just unmuted. I won't just do sign language.
You're like, wow.
I don't know sign language, so that wouldn't go very well either. Yeah, things are going well. Yeah, I know I owe both you and Tracy some replies on Messenger. It's just been really busy. And even tonight I was like starting to work out after finally getting the kids down. And last week I missed the call because I kind of chose to do my workout instead of being on the call. I just had to do it.
Yeah.
But tonight I'll still do it afterwards. I know it just gets a little late at night, but now I'm in my workout gear, so I know for sure I'm going to do it.
That's the whole thing.
And I really, yeah. And I've been loving like the TRX exercises that you gave me. And that's my tonight's workout. So I know I will do it, and kind of missing the lower body stuff, but I haven't been my sciatica has been like tolerable and seems to be getting a little better every day. So I don't feel like I've backtracked. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, awesome. Okay, Allie, I really have to ask you what you're doing. You're like,
I'm doing my nails.
oh, okay, I see.
Oh,
Like,
I'm kid face, so I have to take I do like nail wraps and stuff. Like I have these little things on. This is my
oh, that's so serious.
take care of me night. It's been a while, so.
When do you move into the new house?
We don't move till July, but we put the offer in last weekend, and then we had to do the home inspection this week, and oh my goodness. So I've been driving like up and down the Queensway. We took the kids to show them the house. So
Oh, that's so exciting. Look, I can barely speak. It's like coming out of me. That's so fun.
it's so exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I have to start my big purge of my house and get rid of all the crap I don't need. So
Yeah.
That's the best part. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually great. It's definitely great.
yeah. So now I have to make a purge schedule on top of my workout schedule.
Yeah.
But I'm going to work out. As soon as this call is done, I've got all my nail polish off, and then I'm going to go and work out. And
also, like, so much of moving and purging is so active anyways. You're constantly lifting. You're constantly doing everything. So as long as you're breathing right, it's a total workout the entire time.
So, yeah. I take the stairs at work every day, and I notice, because I'm on the 3rd floor. I mean, it's not that much, but I notice when I start my stairs on the bottom floor that I'm like now subconsciously belly breathing as soon as I take that first step, and I'm like, oh, look at that, I'm doing this now properly, and my butt's like, oh yeah, that's 3 floors.
Yes,
and
right?
my classroom's on the 1st floor and my office is on the 3rd floor, so I think I do that like 4 times a day at least. So
magic.
I hope it counts.
Oh God, yeah, it totally does. Well, I mean, you feel it, like you feel your butt just all of a sudden work. Like I'm so used to just, actively trying to get my butt to work as I go upstairs, but literally the second you belly breathe, it just does it. It's like, ooh, it's magic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Especially when you're wearing heels, it's like a bonus butt lift.
there you go, perfect. Butt lifts. That's what we'll promote from now on.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to try and get through just this part really quickly, because it's just, it kind of correlates to where both groups are at. So one group is at sort of a week where we are recommitting to the things that we want. So essentially recommitting to your metrics and recommitting to the goals that you had for yourselves right from the beginning, the things that you really want. And the other group is in their bold move week. So what are you doing to tell everybody, this is what I want to do, this is what I want my life to be, this is who I am. So in lieu of that, I really want to talk about, and anybody who's gone through the 28-day, so it's, I guess the 2 of you, Steph and Allie, who have gone through 28-day with me, that one of the biggest things that I talk about right from the beginning is either being interested or being committed. Do you guys remember that?
Yep.
Because there's a really, really big difference, right? Everybody is interested in being healthy and having a body that they want and having a career in the life and like being the parent that they want. Not everybody actually commits to doing it. And I think that because we are here, we all understand that we want that commitment. And I want you to understand what that commitment is, because it's not an all or nothing, right? But it is an all or nothing. And I'm going to go through and kind of explain what that means, because there's differences between interest and commitment on many different levels. One being if you watch a video or you read a post or you even read your own blog post that you're finding or something. Interest means you'll just read it. Commitment means that you actually apply that to your day, and not just that day, but you think about it consistently day after day and really apply this information and the stuff that you're learning and taking in to your daily life. Otherwise, it's just like knowledge that you have that doesn't really matter, right? Interest says, I'm going to schedule this 1 hour to commit to myself per week. Commitment means that you understand there are thousands of, decisions that you're making throughout the day, and each one of those can either be something that is going to serve you and help you get through and propel you forward, or it's not, right? And those are the differences. And that's what I mean, where it's not an all or nothing. It's just that, you might not even get to that 1 hour that you scheduled, but you will be able to make at least 80 or 90% of those decisions go in your favor if you are actively trying to do that. Interest, you open yourself to procrastination. When you are committed, you focus on what is important. Right? We all get overwhelmed by a ton of different things. And some days you're not going to get your workout in, but you can get your nutrition in. Like Allison, like you were saying, I've been so busy and all of this stuff, but my nutrition was on par. Perfect. Right? That is the commitment that we need. Because if you just kind of fall prey to, I didn't get all of this stuff in, I'm not going to do this, so now I'm just going to go eat pasta and, sit on my butt all night and watch Netflix, then you kind of lost it. And it's not actually committing to the things that you want. It allows you to make excuses. Whereas when you are committed, you're committed to actually learning new skills, to coming up with new solutions to the things that you're noticing are starting to get into your way every day. Right? Does that make sense to everybody?
So as long as I eat salad, I can watch Netflix?
As long as there's protein with your salad.
Yeah,
always.
As long as there's a little bit of that.
And you're belly breathing.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the answer to all things, right?
Funny thing, nobody at work asks me what I have for lunch anymore because my lunch is always salad and some kind of protein. Like I have a salad container that is my best friend.
Perfect.
That's all I eat.
Right? And
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because it's so routine and it's so just a part of you that you don't need to. It's like when you're belly breathing up the stairs, you don't need to think about it. You're just like, okay, cool. But knowing now that, we're getting to a certain point where, and I love that so many of you are acknowledging this has become challenging, or this is challenging, or I fell off the wagon for whatever that means for a week or whatever it is, but very much reflecting on that does not by any means mean that you are not progressing or not able to just jump back into something. But if you are struggling, I really want you to begin to ask yourself, why are you holding back? Okay, because everybody has different things that they are going through. And what is it really that's holding you back? What is stopping you from living this thing that you've imagined for yourself at the beginning of this challenge? Okay. There's a couple of commitments that I want you to consider and think about today, because often we get into this thing where I just need to learn more. I need to get new workouts. I need to get new recipes. I need to figure out this. And I want to tell you right now, after having gone through as much as we have, enough right now. Not to say that there's not always more to learn, because absolutely there is, but we learn through doing, through experience, and not through trying to consume more recipes or getting more this or more exercises or trying to, pull this person's philosophy. You already know enough, and what's going to propel you right now is actually putting that into action and having that experience. So, number one, I want you to commit to going all out. And this seems scary when you think about it. It's like, oh my God, I can't go all out. I can't, but like I mentioned before, it's about getting your mindset right. And think about, when you were younger, pre-kids, partners, pre-work, all that stuff, where you thought you could do anything, right? When you were maybe coming out of high school or something, it was like you had just a very raw, unrestrained kind of dedication to doing those things that you love so much in your life. And that is incredibly powerful. And that is what we are aiming for. That is what we want to be living and going through the rest of this transformation with, because there's not that many weeks left, right? There's no reason to be holding yourself back. Secondly, I want you to make sure you have your goals very refined, right? So you continue to sculpt this vision that you are so excited about that you will do absolutely anything to achieve. Okay, so you've gotten to a certain point already, and maybe your goals or what you thought was possible for you at the beginning of this transformation has changed now. So make sure you know what that is, because if you don't know what it is, you'll never get it, right? We all know that to be a truth. If we don't know what we're going for, you're just shooting blanks. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, focus on what is important. Okay, because we all get super distracted by absolutely everything, and sometimes we welcome it because we're moms and we're on overload. But when you focus on what is important, it actually makes you work less. There's less work when you do that. It does not mean that you have to do more work. It means that you're sort of pushing away all of the crap and the stuff that is getting in your way, and you are focused. You are laser focused. I want you to be ruthlessly selective about what you are focusing on for this next few weeks. Number 4, I want you to hold yourself accountable. Ali, I love that you posted today. These are things that really, really work, using the weekly goal system. So we now know, what our metrics are, what we're trying to achieve week to week. Go back to it. Make sure that you are doing it. It's not for me. This is for you. You have certain goals that you want, and you need to be on target in order to have the transformation that you want by the end of the 12 weeks. I really highly encourage you to use the groups, use the women that you're meeting in these groups. If there's somebody that you have a connection with, or even me or Tracy, whoever you want, to really reach out all the time. So like Ali, even in your post, you're like, maybe I should, have some kind of system where I know I'm checking in. Use the people in this group because they need it just as much as you do, okay? Because often we sit and we go, okay, eventually everything's going to be perfect. The stars are going to align and everything's going to be great. And we all know that that doesn't happen. Not to be like, a big naysayer or anything, but we know that not only do new challenges come up, but new opportunities, everything will kind of get into your way that may change the course of what it is that you are doing. So I want you just to understand that in order to change your life, you have to start now, start immediately. There's no other time, because really you're either doing it 100% or you're not. And when we're talking about 100%, we realize that's not perfection by any means. It just means that all those thousands of decisions that you make throughout the day add up. And that's what we want to be doing 100%. Does that kind of resonate with anyone?
I think that is exactly what I struggle with. The fact that if I changing my mindset between thinking if I'm not doing everything exactly, that I'm not doing it. So those conversations, like now I'm belly breathing up the stairs. Now I'm consciously taking the stairs every single time. Now I don't even have to think about my nutrition. Like that's just the way I eat. Like that's just what I do. So even though, and I thank gastro for my weight loss this week, but I didn't really think about it. I didn't go out and blow it all on, I had some sweet potato fries, but I made those kind of choices instead of, having a bowl of pasta or having garbage or sitting around and doing things that were completely 100% opposite. So it doesn't have to be like when you say 100% committed, it's not like do every single thing. It's committing to the things that you can do right now and not letting it all fall out the bottom.
100%. Yeah. Nailed it. Right. And do we think we can all commit to that? Like I want you to actually say it because that makes it real.
It's a yes from me.
Yeah. Cool. I wanted to get that out there this week because it is such a pivotal week for both groups in terms of your own growth, your own commitment, and your own understanding what it is that you want and how you want to live your life, right? So I really wanted to make sure that you guys understood that, felt comfortable with it, and know that you're doing fabulous. Right? Okay, cool. So that is most of it, Steph. So I know you wanted to run. I just really wanted to get that out there this week. The rest will basically be about any questions that you might have regarding digestion or clean living. So does anybody have anything that they wanted to talk about or questions? Because I did a post earlier. I'm not sure that anybody probably had that much time to watch it, but
I watched you.
yeah, okay, great. Was it helpful at all?
In hearing what you had to say, just because I had such digestion issues this week. How do you like restart yourself, or how do you kind of, I mean, just kind of get back to basics, or not cleanse, but how would you go back to resetting that after, let's say you did have a crappy choice of a meal, or you did have an illness, or you're just trying to get back to a state? Because I have a little bit of IBS. So when I notice if I, have too much coffee one day, or if I have too much protein, will sometimes do it to me if I don't have enough other stuff. And then of course, if I ever have alcohol, then that just throws me right off. And then we've had gastro this week. So how do you reset, or at least kind of get the kind of natural gut and flora back in shape quickly?
Basically, like the protocol that I talked about earlier today, and I actually didn't post it. I meant to. I'm gonna post it all.
I'll go watch it.
Is literally amazing. The only thing that I don't go into, so if you do have IBS, there's kind of like 4 steps. So you're going to be eliminating stuff, obviously, that irritates you, and then some. So there's like kind of like this list of, this is what generally irritates me, this is known things that irritate people, and these are some extras that may or not be irritating me. So
And when you do that elimination diet, it feels like you have nothing left to eat. I did it for 2 months, but it really does feel like you have nothing left to eat. But there is plenty. And the only thing I added to it that my doctor said was eggs, because if I didn't add the eggs, then I would have no protein whatsoever. So it does feel like you're eliminating everything. But for 2 months I did it and I didn't die.
Yeah. And it's also more difficult for you because you don't eat meat, and there's different things that you don't eat anyway. So then it becomes like, I mean, you're already a little bit limited.
I'm very limited, because a lot of the things that you were saying that people are allergic to are almost everything except for the nightshades I can't have. So yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And I have a bad gut anyway, so that's why I think the weight loss has been so hard for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And it's very difficult to fix your gut. So like Allison, IBS is a huge indicator that the gut is completely off. So going through and doing a full gut restoration, maybe it'll make it complete. It's happened millions of times before where it has actually fixed it, and it is no longer a problem. Other people, it just makes it better, and then you still put foods in and it becomes inflammatory again, and you keep the ball rolling. But oftentimes, if you can, so you do the elimination diet, you start taking a probiotic, and I would go super heavy, at least for a month, on your probiotics. Then you start to just help your system. So that's like with other supplementation, like your stomach acid, digestive enzymes, bile, if you have issues digesting fats at all. And then lastly, you want to, in conjunction with your actual lifestyle and other things. So when I was talking about it earlier, it's like, as you pull out all of those foods, you also want to consider some of the other stuff that's coming into your system that might be affecting your gut. So like getting rid of plastics, getting rid of like metal cans of food, making sure you're drinking filtered water. I know you're great with water, but is it filtered? Things like that, because you might have a ton of heavy metals that are coming into your system as well, which just deplete the gut lining, like just kills it, right? And then the last part of that is actually supplementing to fix the gut. So often we'll supplement to help the digestive system so that it brings down inflammation in your gut, but we don't take the second step to fix the actual gut lining. So it doesn't get fixed by any means. So maybe it's not as inflamed, but there's still holes and stuff is getting through. You're not able to digest properly, so you're going to have crazy IBS symptoms, stuff like that. So it's a bit of a process, but ultimately it doesn't have to take that long to fix. Like, it can usually be fixed in a month if you dedicate yourself to it.
Mhm.
And it doesn't even have to be that expensive either. The only really expensive, I mean, when you start to pile everything in, it might cost you about $200-$250 in terms of supplements, which is, it is a thing. But but what you get out of it in the end is, in my opinion, and maybe Mary, who's been, dealing with digestive issues for a very long time, is worth it, right?
Yeah.
So I can give you the protocol. Basically what it comes down to.
The AI protocol?
Pardon?
Is it the AI protocol or close to it?
No, it comes from Dr. Teta. I don't know if you've ever heard of her before.
Maybe.
But it's essentially, you want to up your stomach acid to begin with, because stomach acid is what triggers your digestive enzymes to even start producing, right? So if you don't have enough stomach acid, which most of us don't because of stress, etc., all of those other things that are supposed to come into play, it'll trigger your enzymes, it'll trigger the bile, it'll trigger all of this stuff, it'll trigger your intestines to start even working properly. If it doesn't go off and you don't have stomach acid, then none of the rest of the chain reaction within your gut works. So first of all, you're getting the stomach acid. You want to get the enzymes as well, because if your body, in the beginning, when your body's not producing, you just want to put it in your stomach, right? Because otherwise, if you don't break down your food, your gut's dying trying to deal with all of this food. Everything is inflamed and chaos pursues. So in the beginning, what you really want to do is just help your system as much as possible break down food, so that you can both absorb the stuff that's going through, as opposed to it either getting through in big pieces that are unusable to your body, or not going through you at all, and you're eating all this good food for no reason. So that probiotics, you're aware of, what they do. And then when it comes to healing your gut lining, it's things like L-glutamine, glutamine, just stuff that actually begin to heal the gut lining so it all comes back together, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, all of this in conjunction with an elimination diet for that month. And then slowly you can start to bring foods back. So either in like 3 days, you'll feel it out, but like 3 days or 1 week for each sort of type of food, and just see what happens. If something continues to bother you, that'll be ultimately your personal decision, whether you want to keep it out or if you can deal with it. But you might be on supplements. I was on HCl for quite a while. I would say about a year before I didn't need it anymore. But again, it's cheap. It's like $9 a bottle. It's not something that is a crazy investment or anything. But it helps.
That in the video, like in the information.
Yeah, so I'll post the actual numbers of things and how much to take and how to approach it.
Where'd you get that one?
Where is that from?
Where did you get it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all from Dr. Teta. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you come off the elimination diet, you got to listen to all of your body, not just your gut. It could be your sneezing. It could be your itching. It could be headaches. It could be anything. It's not just your gut.
Like seasonal allergies and stuff like that are very much gut related.
I don't have any of those. So.
No, it's when you start reintroducing food. So if you've done your elimination diet and then you bring back, so the thing I craved the most were tomatoes. That was the first thing I brought back. And for 3 days, I just listened to my body in every way, and I didn't have a reaction. But the minute I had pasta, it was like bang, I got headaches. So that was something I knew I couldn't have.
Yeah. So it becomes a lot easier, right, to figure out what works with you and what doesn't work with you. It is a bit of a process, but really it's only a month. It's not utter craziness. The hard thing I think most people have when they're doing it is that there is a bit of a variety of foods, because the other thing that can contribute to poor digestion is eating the same thing all the time. So it's, you know,
You
trying
want
to
salad?
yeah. Well, you can have salad, but maybe you just switch up the greens and switch up what's in it, switch up the oils, which you know what I mean. Just kind of trying to get some variety so that your system isn't working so hard with the same thing all the time.
Yeah. I have a hard time because, well, for a long time I was eating kale a lot, but I was told by my endocrinologist that it's not good for my thyroid. So I stopped doing that, and now I moved on to spinach and kind of leaf lettuces in terms of like my salad intake. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I
I'm
mean,
boring.
it's always like it's about experimenting, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the difference though in your digestion is so incredible when you're able to commit to it. That I mean, I would love it if everybody just did it anyways. Everyone, here you go. You will not be able to work with me unless you complete this. It has that much of an effect, right? And you were so much more successful afterwards. Because
I wasn't successful with it though.
But I don't know if you didn't do the whole thing though.
I did.
The whole gut restoration?
No, I just did the HCl and the enzymes and the probiotics.
Yeah. But you are also a different story. Because I mean, there's a lot going on, but you've been on medication for it for so long that your system is very, very depleted. You know, so there are going to be times where, you know, if there's any stress, if there's anything else that's coming into play, if there's any kind of food that, you know, bothers you, your system's just going to, and so it's tougher for you, and it is certainly a longer commitment than just, you know, a few weeks, and it has to be on par every single meal, right? So
yeah, and I don't have a lot of high protein meals either.
Yeah, that's the thing. You see, yeah, you're a bit more difficult. Like ideally, you'd go through an actual full gut restoration with a naturopath or something, so that they could really pinpoint things specifically for you and help you with the food portion as well.
Yeah.
Just to nail it, because you know the effects of the drugs and how bad it is, and you're starting to see different symptoms in different areas because of it. So it's, I don't know, it's definitely going to be a big commitment for you, but I think it's worth it. I think it's 100% worth it. Yeah. Okay, cool. And the only other part of that I don't think I mentioned was we do understand how our personal care products affect that, right? Did I talk about that? Yeah, okay, cool, awesome. Okay, anybody have any other questions then for tonight? Or it doesn't have to be about anything we talked about, but just anything in general?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Okay, well then I will pop in all of the protocols. I will pop in those 4 commitments into the replay as well that I'd like you to really, really just recommit to for the week and for your life, really. And then I'll post everything on the replay. Any comments or whatever are always welcome. And other than that, I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.